Welcome back to Chasing News. I'm Bill Spadio. We got a lot more show for you. How about the weather? It's getting warm, no frost. Could there be a drought in our future? What is going on with this fall weather? Dan Zarrow is going to have all the details. But first, NJ Transit, they can't seem to get out of their own way. Another problem. It's been talked about in both debates for the two folks vying to replace Governor Christie. Now there's a situation at the Summit train station. There's something called a rub rail. This is the border between the train and the platform. Well, one of them gave way under the weight of a conductor's step just the other day. NJ Transit, they're not even sure why we're talking about it. Let's check in with Ashley Johnson. She's got the full story.
It's a never-ending saga of NJ Transit nightmares, a train derailment that killed a mother. According to the feds, NJ Transit trains break down more than those of any commuter railroad in the country. We've shown you walls crumbling at stations. Now in this exclusive report, we've called out the agency about the safety of the piece of wood known as the rub rail bordering the concrete platform that's at all stations. A commuter tells us that a conductor was getting off here at the Summit station and the wood gave through right here and that his leg went through, forcing him between the train and the platform, and he had to be taken to the hospital.
And can you imagine anything more scary? I mean, there's a few things in life that are as scary as being caught between a train and the platform.
WWOR General Manager Diane Doctor, who commutes from the Summit station, noticed Saturday morning that workers had lots of wood and realized this week that the wood looked brand new at the station. There is a sign that says mind the gap, but there is no sign that says mind the wood.
It seems more than coincidental that they were doing that work and repairing the platform. And the question is, so if it was rotted and they didn't check it and clearly they have a problem there, what about all the other train stations and all the other platforms and all the other wood? And shouldn't there be some warning to the commuters not to step on that wood because potentially it hasn't been inspected, it hasn't been maintained?
NJ Transit did confirm that the wood gave way on a conductor a week ago, and the spokeswoman says repairs were made immediately and more permanent repairs were made Saturday. The conductor is said to have suffered minor injuries. The spokeswoman says what happened is an extremely rare situation and sent these pictures of how they warn customers to be mindful of the gap. She added that NJ Transit stations are inspected regularly, but when I asked how often is the wood inspected, she wouldn't tell me if it was inspected monthly or weekly or exactly how often it was inspected. I'm Ashley Johnson reporting for Chasing News.
Thank you, Ashley. All right, let's bring in our A-plus panel to break it down. Former Morris County Prosecutor Bob Bianchi is here. Bob, good to see you.
Good to see you.
And Elora Nanos, lawyer, lawnews.com, you're here. Elora, can I ask you, what's wrong with NJ Transit? I mean, I think NJ Transit is saying, hey, it's a small thing. It's a piece of wood. It got rotten. Doesn't this speak to just sheer incompetence and lack of paying attention and accountability?
I think it does. I think that everything is wrong with New Jersey Transit, and I think that Phil Murphy was right, that there's not enough money. But I think that probably the reason there's not enough money is because it's all going to the people at the top. So I think we can look at this with a common sense solution, and we can look to see where the money's being wasted. And then we have to do the right thing, which is be accountable, look to see where the problems are, find the next problem, not just react.
Bob, doesn't it seem ignorant on Phil Murphy's part? I mean, when he talks about there not being enough money, I think Elora said it best, and Kim Guadagno came out and said something similar. You got to fire everybody. Somebody has to be accountable. And she said in one of the most specific points of the debate, every single one of those bureaucrats that can be asked to resign will be asked to resign.
No, I don't think, I think that both of them are saying virtually the same thing to me, but we want to make it a politicized thing, so we make these distinctions. They're both right, and she's right about getting rid of that upper management. It is a behemoth of an organization, a political patronage pit for many years that has not been addressed. It reminds me, Bill, of Dante, the great Italian poet, 13th century character in the Inferno. The hungrier it is, the more it feeds. And the more it feeds, the hungrier it becomes.
Do you realize that 1 out of every $2 that they spend is subsidized? It's beyond the fares. So they're already getting so much money from the federal government, the state government. Question is, who's in charge of prioritizing where it should be spent? You shouldn't have platforms rotting out with people falling through.
Here's what I know, Bill. Most problems get better when you throw money at them, but you can't throw the money haphazardly. There has to be a good plan. There has to be good management, and the money has to be.
I don't agree with that.
Elora, Laura, I think maybe it's the opposite of what you said.
Yeah.
I don't know any problem that gets better by throwing money at it.
Yeah, listen, I have to agree. Having been a person that led an agency myself, we gave millions of dollars back to the county freeholders by cutting out bloated, higher level positions, and middle management was just getting in the way of doing the job. Good people. I don't mean to say they weren't good people, but they were gunking the works up because who knew this one and who knew that one, and this one knows this one.
But here's my
so
point.
we need to streamline the money. There is way too much money in transit.
But that's it. Solutions cost money. Okay, and the money, and it may not be any more money. It may be that we take money from one place and put it in a different place, but the solution is not going to come free. If things need to be rebuilt,
Bob,
it's going to cost.
Get your resume together. I'm going to send it to Kim. You never know.
Or Phil.
She wins, or Phil. Hey, look, I don't know if he'd have you. We'll see. All right, thanks, guys.
You got it.